Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're boarding Seascape and I'm taking you on a full tour of this ship from bow to stern. We're going to check out the stunning atrium, explore the pool deck, see what the main buffet and dining room have to offer, and of course try out specialty restaurants. I'll also show you what entertainment looks like on board, everything from the shows to the lounges, and we'll take a look inside a cabin, explore the luxurious Yacht Club, and even the adults only area. And by the end of this video, we'll answer that big question: is MSC Seascape really worth it? So grab a drink, sit back, and let's go see what this ship is all about. So let's start right from the very beginning, getting on board. Honestly, the process couldn't have gone smoother. From the time I left my car to the moment I set foot onto the Seascape, it was about 30 minutes total. That's pretty typical for boarding, but what stood out to me was just how organized everything felt. The staff were friendly, check-in lines moved quickly, and before I knew it, I was walking up the gangway with that mix of excitement and curiosity you only get at the start of a cruise. Just to give you a few quick facts about the ship while we're here. The ship can hold over 5,800 passengers, weighs in at about 170,000 gross tons, and was launched in late 2022. You walk right into the atrium, and let me tell you, that's when the wow factor hits. The atrium is absolutely stunning. It's this huge open space that stretches up several decks, and it's really the heart of the ship. Everything seems to branch off from here. You can reach different lounges, restaurants, and even other decks just from this central point. The design instantly tells you what the ship is all about: modern, elegant, and a little bit glamorous. One of the first things that grabbed my attention were those iconic Swarovski crystal staircases. They sparkle in the light and make the whole area feel luxurious. Every time you walk past, it's like the ship reminding you, yeah, you're on vacation. There's tons of natural light pouring in through the massive windows, which gives the space this bright, airy feel during the day. And then at night, it completely transforms. The lighting changes, the music starts, and it turns into one of the most vibrant spots on board. Speaking of music, the atrium hosts live entertainment all day long. You'll see pianists, singers, small bands. There's always something going on. When we first boarded, there was actually a little celebration happening right there in the atrium. The crew were greeting guests, music was playing, and it immediately made me feel welcome. That small touch set a positive tone for the entire cruise. And let's talk about the decor for a second. The Seascape's theme is all about connecting you to the ocean and the city skyline. Lots of glass, chrome, silver accents, and these reflective surfaces that play off the light beautifully. It's very sleek, almost futuristic, but still warm enough that you want to just sit and take it all in. There's plenty of seating scattered throughout, perfect for grabbing a drink, listening to music, or just people watching. And anchoring the whole space is this massive bar, the largest bar on the entire ship. It's where a lot of the action happens, especially in the evenings. You can grab a cocktail, chat with other guests, and still be right in the middle of the entertainment. Now, if you're like me and you love exploring how a ship is laid out, this area is also a great starting point for navigating everything else. From here, you can easily head to the specialty restaurants, the main dining rooms, the casino, and even the elevators that take you up to the pool decks. It's designed to pull people together, and you'll find yourself passing through here several times a day without even planning to. So right off the bat, the atrium really sets the tone for the entire cruise. It's elegant, it's energetic, and it's just plain fun to be in. You can tell MSC put a lot of thought into creating a space that makes an impression. And for me, it absolutely did. All right, let's head on upstairs to the pool deck. This is where all the action happens. If there's one place on the ship that truly captures the energy of the ship, it's right here. This is where they host the sail away party, and if you've never been to one, it's a must. Music's pumping, the crew's dancing, everyone's excited. It's the moment when your vacation officially begins. Throughout the cruise, this deck stays busy because it's not just for swimming. You've got live performances, movies on the big screen, and themed events like the White Party, which is one of MSC's signature nights. So even if you're not getting in the pool, there's always something going on out here. Now, as far as space goes, this This is the largest outdoor area on the entire ship, and it's beautifully designed. I really like the contemporary look, lots of sleek lines, glass accents, and modern loungers that give it a resort feel. The main pool itself is saltwater, which is something to note if you've only been on ships with freshwater pools. It's actually refreshing once you get used to it. There are also showers close by and a pair of whirlpools, which are great spots to relax if the pool gets crowded. Speaking of crowds, let's talk about seating. The most prized seats are the ones right along the edge of the pool deck, those front row loungers that everyone wants. And if you can manage to snag one of the in-pool seats, well, you've basically hit the jackpot. Those spots are almost impossible to get, especially on sea days. It's like the cruise ship version of trying to find a perfect parking spot at the beach. Everyone wants one. Even though this area fills up quickly, there's usually a good vibe. Families, couples, groups of friends. It's a mix of everyone enjoying the sunshine and the music. And if you ever need a break from the noise or want a different vibe, there are two more pool areas to check out. There's an indoor pool, which we'll head to next, and another public pool area further back on the ship. And if you're staying in the Yacht Club, there's even a secluded pool area reserved just for guests in that section. As for the main pool here, it's a good size for a ship of this scale. It does get pretty full on sea days, but it's open to both adults and kids, so it's a lively place. You'll see everything from people splashing around to others just relaxing with a drink in hand, taking it all in. Next up, let's check out the second pool area on board, known as the Jungle Pool. I really love this space because it has a tropical vibe, lots of greenery, a deeper pool, and even a splash area where you can dip your feet and relax. It's one of those spots that makes you feel like you're in a little oasis even while at sea. Now, this area is covered, which is great because it doesn't matter what the weather is like outside. Rain, sun, or heat, you can always enjoy yourself here. The seating is really plush, way more comfortable than the typical deck chairs outside, which makes it a perfect spot to hang out for a while. It did get a little hot and humid at times, but overall, it was really pleasant. The pool area also has two whirlpools, though they're sometimes taken over by kids, so that can take away a bit from the experience. At the top section of the Jungle Pool, there are board games so kids and adults alike can have fun without leaving the space. I really like how this area works for families. You can have some people in the water, others playing games, and everyone can stay in the same general area. And the cherry on top, the buffet is right next door. So if anyone gets hungry, it's just a few steps away. It's a smart setup. You get swimming, games, and food all in one convenient space. All right, let's talk about one of the most important parts of any cruise, the food. Most of your meals are going to happen right here in the main buffet, and I'll be honest, MSC hasn't always had the best reputation when it comes to food. In years past, a lot of guests complained that the food didn't taste great or that there weren't enough familiar favorites. But I've got to say, they've really turned things around. On this cruise, I was pleasantly surprised. The food has improved dramatically. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I expected to. The buffet offers a huge variety. There's something for everyone. And one feature I really like is the kids section. There's a buffet line designed just for them and even a little seating area where they can eat with other kids and families. It's a thoughtful touch that keeps things running smoothly for everyone else too. Now, let's be real. The desserts aren't quite as strong as the main dishes. They look great, but they don't always deliver on flavor. Still, when it comes to variety, they nailed it. You'll find plenty of familiar favorites, along with unique European-inspired dishes that are fun to try and look really appetizing. Seating is good too, lots of window seats, so you can enjoy your meal with a view of the ocean. The food stations are mostly in the center, so it's easy to move around and explore different options. Now, one thing I do want to mention, a major drawback to the food setup on this ship is that there really aren't a lot of free food options outside of the main buffet. So if you get hungry between meals, you'll probably find yourself circling back here more often than you'd like. Personally, that didn't bother me too much because I liked the buffet, but I did hear some other guests say it was a bit inconvenient. But if we're talking standouts, two things deserve a special mention: the pizza and the ice cream. I'll go on record and say MSC has some of the best pizza at sea. I love pizza, so that's saying something. And the soft serve ice cream, it's actually really good, way better than what you'll find on most other cruise lines. There's also paid gelato available, but the free stuff does the job just fine. And here's a nice modern touch: the drink service. Each table has a number and a QR code. You just scan it, order what you want, and a server brings your drink right to you. No wandering around or waiting in line. That's a huge plus in my book. Now let's head to the main dining room. On the Seascape, there are actually several dining rooms spread throughout the ship, so there's no one central spot where everyone eats. The good news is, no matter which one you're assigned to, the menu and food quality are the same. The decor might be a little different, and the table setup or location may vary, but you're going to get the same dishes and the same level of service across the board. Now, as far as the look and feel of the dining room, it didn't really stand out to me. Some ships have those grand multi-level dining rooms with tons of space and big chandeliers, and I tend to prefer that setup. Here, it's a bit more compact and simple in design, but what it might lack in wow factor, it makes up for in food quality and service. They lean heavily toward ordering from your phone app, but if you prefer a traditional menu, they'll happily bring one to you. The waitstaff were great, attentive, friendly, and efficient. Like most cruises, service can vary a little depending on your team, but if you have assigned dining, you'll usually keep the same server each night. They'll remember your drink preferences, any allergies, and even your favorite dessert, which makes the whole experience smoother. Here's a little pro tip: the earlier dining times tend to be the best. The staff are fresh, the kitchen's just started service, and the food hasn't been sitting long, so it comes out hotter and more consistent. Almost everything on the menu is included in your fare, but there are a few premium options like steak or seafood that come with a small upcharge, usually around $20. Overall, I had good service, tasty food, and appreciated that the menu changed every night, so there was always something new to try. I genuinely enjoyed my dining room experience. All right, let's talk about the specialty restaurants on board, because there are quite a few of them and they're scattered all throughout the ship. These are the places that give you the option of an elevated dining experience beyond what's offered in the main buffet or dining rooms, but the real question is, are they that elevated that they justify the extra cost? Here's my honest take. Yes, the food in at least two of these specialty restaurants is definitely a step above what you'll get elsewhere on board. The quality, the flavor, and even the presentation are just on another level. If you're a foodie or someone who really enjoys trying different cuisines and appreciates a fine meal, that extra cost might feel absolutely worth it. Now, I wouldn't say it's a must-do for everyone. It's not so dramatically different that you're missing out if you don't go. But for special occasions like birthdays, anniversaries, or even if you're just celebrating being on vacation, it's a great splurge. The environment feels more refined, the atmosphere is more intimate, and the service feels a bit more polished. One thing that really elevates the experience is how interactive some of the specialty restaurants are. In many of them, the chefs are cooking right in front of you, chopping, sizzling, tossing food around, and often cracking jokes or engaging with the guests. It's not just about eating, it's a little performance that brings everyone at the table together. It makes the meal feel memorable and fun, and that's something you won't really get in the main dining rooms. Now, as for cost, it really varies. Some places are a la carte, so you can grab a few dishes for just a few dollars each. Others, like the premium steakhouses or teppanyaki style spots, can run you $50 to $60 per person. For a couple, that's manageable, but for a family of 6, that can add up quickly, especially if not everyone at the table fully appreciates the food or the show. So, is it worth it? I'd say yes, if you're after something special or you're a food lover who enjoys the whole dining experience, not just the meal. But if you're just trying to fill your stomach after a long day in the sun, the main dining rooms and buffet will still leave you satisfied. The best part is you have the choice. Now let's talk about entertainment on board, because right after eating, this is what most people come to enjoy the most. The heart of it all is the main theater, which has a modern, contemporary feel. It's not the largest theater I've seen at sea, but it's comfortable, and it draws a big crowd every night for the headline performances. You can expect a different show each evening, usually something theatrical with a lot of movement, lights, and visual effects. Think singing, dancing, elaborate costumes, and creative use of screens and projections. The standout shows are full of energy and talent, but they can feel a little random. What I mean by that is, there's not always a storyline or clear direction. It's more about dazzling the audience with what's happening on stage rather than telling a cohesive story. Unlike some other cruise lines that use a live orchestra or band, the music here is pre-recorded, which can make things feel a little less dynamic. Still, the performances themselves are impressive. The acrobatics, lifts, and choreography are all on point, and some of the physical feats are almost unbelievable. It actually gives off a bit of a Cirque du Soleil or Carnival style vibe at times. And one thing I actually like, even if you don't speak the language, you can still enjoy the show just as much. The focus is on visuals, movement, and sound rather than words, so it's a very universal experience. Overall, I'd say the entertainment here is better than average for most cruise lines. Not over the top spectacular, but definitely fun, engaging, and worth checking out every night. One of the things I really like about this ship is that the main theater isn't the only show in town. From the time you wake up until the time you go to bed, there's always something happening somewhere on board. Entertainment is spread out across the ship. So whether you like live music, games, or just people watching, there's something for everyone. The best way to keep up with it all is by using the MSC app. It lists every event, location, and time. And what I really like is that you can favorite the things you're interested in, and it'll even remind you when they're about to start. That feature came in handy because there are often multiple things happening at once, and it helps you plan your day without missing something you want to see. Now, outside of the main shows, there are plenty of smaller activities. Everything from ping pong and table games to trivia, dance lessons, and other interactive fun. There's also a sports court on board, but honestly, it's on the smaller side. You can technically play basketball or soccer, but space is tight. It gets used often, but if you're expecting a big open area, you might be disappointed. Two standouts for me were karaoke and the musical performances scattered throughout the ship. Karaoke in particular was a blast. People really get into it, and it turns into a fun social event that everyone can enjoy. You'll also find live musicians playing in lounges and bars throughout the evening. I would have loved a few more full bands or live instruments, but overall, it was still solid entertainment. And honestly, even when I wasn't participating, I enjoyed just watching other people have fun, singing, dancing, laughing, and letting loose. It's one of those things that makes a cruise special. You end up cheering on total strangers and just having a good time together. It really adds to the energy and community feel on board. All right, now it's time to take a look at two different types of cabins. We'll start with the suite, because this one really sets the bar. The suite has a balcony, of course, and get this, it even has a whirlpool right on the balcony. It's such a relaxing touch, and the view from up there is incredible. Inside, you'll notice it's much more roomy than a standard cabin, and it even comes with a walk-in closet. That alone makes it feel way more like a small apartment than a ship cabin. I really appreciate the contemporary design. Some ships go overboard with frills or over-the-top decor, but this cabin keeps it clean, modern, and comfortable. Everything feels spacious and thoughtfully laid out, and honestly, it's just a really nice place to come back to at the end of the day. I can't say enough about how enjoyable this cabin is. It's definitely worth the upgrade if you can swing it. Now, for comparison, let's look at a standard balcony cabin. This one doesn't have a whirlpool, and there's no walk-in closet, but it's still very comfortable. Considering what I paid for this cruise, around $1,000 for 7 days during mid-spring break, I honestly felt like I got an exceptional deal. The value here is really strong, especially when you compare it to other cruise lines or other times of year. One of my main concerns before booking was whether I'd enjoy myself or if the cabin would feel cramped. But honestly, both cabins exceeded my expectations. The suite is a dream, and even the standard balcony cabin gave me everything I needed for a comfortable, enjoyable stay. For value, comfort, and style, it really hit the mark. Another fun spot is the water park, and it's a little different because you can't see it from the top deck. It's actually tucked inside the ship. Even though it's indoors, it still feels like a tropical oasis with bright colors, slides, and a big pool area in the middle where kids and adults can have fun together. The water park has slides, a huge splash bucket, and a walking area above where you can climb and explore. It's really well designed for kids to run around and play, and there's enough variety that no two trips feel the same. Now, here's the major drawback. There's hardly any seating for adults. If you're just trying to watch the kids, your only real options are standing around or getting in the water with them. You can't just leave the kids to play on their own, so adults really need to be present if the kids are going to be safe and have fun. That said, if you don't mind being active and joining in, it's a really enjoyable space. Overall, the water park is one of those spots that kids will absolutely love, and if you're willing to get in on the action too, it can be a lot of fun for adults as well. Just know that seating is limited, so plan to be engaged while your kids play. As you can see, there are lots of family-friendly things to do on board, but not everybody wants to be surrounded by kids all day. And honestly, sometimes even parents need a little break. The good news is that the ship has a dedicated adults-only space, and it's a really nice one. There are attendants stationed there specifically to make sure it stays adults only, so you don't have to worry about kids wandering in. The area has its own pool, a live DJ, and a full bar, plus plenty of loungers spread around. It's located toward the back of the ship, and the views from here are fantastic. There's even an infinity pool that looks straight out over the ocean. It's one of the most peaceful spots on board. Now, I will say that it's not an overly large space. I've seen other cruise ships with similar adults-only areas that offer a larger variety of seating and more space to spread out, and with a ship of this size, I actually expected a bit more room. It still works well, but it can feel a little cozy when it's busy. The other downsides are that there's no whirlpool and not a ton of shaded areas, though the ship's layout does provide some natural shade throughout the day. Overall, it's still a wonderful, relaxing escape. The perfect place to unwind, sip a drink, and enjoy some quiet time away from the family zones, even if the space is a bit smaller than I expected. You'll probably see a lot of advertising for MSC, and one of the big draws is the cost of sailing. It's often lower than some other cruise lines. The reason is that MSC is playing the long game. I actually made a specific video diving into why their cruises are so affordable, and you'll see a link to that in just a moment. But here's the bottom line. Is it worth your time and money? Absolutely. The level of service, the quality of food, and the variety of activities you get for the price are really impressive. This cruise line is making serious inroads in the cruising industry, and the Seascape is definitely one of their better ships. Now, a couple of caveats. The layout of the ship can be a little tricky to navigate, and the line isn't always perfectly consistent across all their ships. Some vessels are amazing, while others may have a few shortcomings. That said, this ship handles nearly all of the past challenges MSC had, like food quality and entertainment, very well. All in all, if you're looking for a solid cruise experience at a competitive price, the Seascape is a great choice. You're not going to be disappointed. And you'll likely find yourself enjoying everything from the cabins to the pools, the dining, and the entertainment. It's a ship that really delivers on value.